Right, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Thai Talk with Dan. Now, normally on this channel we share stories from you guys about your relationships or your involvement with Thai women. But today I've decided not to share a story, and I want to talk about a couple of things to make them clear to everyone, because when I read the comments, there seems to be a lot of confusion and a lot of different perspectives. And mainly those perspectives are down to people's own experiences. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about today is something that most expats that are living here in Thailand, that have a Thai girlfriend or a Thai wife, are doing, and they don't see any problem with it. So let me explain.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
The monthly salary scam, which is what I call it. There are a lot of guys that are happy to pay a monthly salary to a Thai woman. Now, there's many different reasons for this. And the first reasons that I want to talk about are the reasons where guys know the score. So basically, guys are happy to pay a younger, more beautiful woman a monthly salary. Normally, if they're quite younger and quite beautiful, you're looking at least 30,000 baht for that beautiful young Thai woman to live with you, look after you, cook for you, care for you, do aerobics with you, and make you feel happy, good, and special, as that is their job. You're taking them out of their work, whether they're a bar girl or they're an accountant or they're working in the shopping mall, whatever the case may be. You're deciding that you want that woman to be at your beck and call 24/7, so you're happy to pay for it. You know that it's not real love, and you know that you're hiring a girlfriend, but it's making you happy. Now, for those guys that are doing this, it's their life. It's their prerogative. They've decided to travel halfway around the world because they can't get what they're getting here back in their own country. And that's entirely up to them. And most of these guys will put their hands up and own what they are doing. So it's really none of our business. Now, the opposite scale of those guys are the guys that are believing that it's the right thing to do, to pay a monthly salary to a Thai girl, your Thai girlfriend, because it's the norm here in Thailand and that's what you're supposed to do. So they pay the girl a monthly salary and believe that that girl loves them wholeheartedly, and they can marry them and they can buy a house or build a house and create a future together here in Thailand, or even take them back to their own home country. But these guys do not believe that they are renting their Thai girlfriend. They are simply a Thai girlfriend for rent. And that cute, wonderful, loving woman is being those things because you're paying her. She does not have to work anymore. So like my ex said in one of her YouTube videos, which I do agree with, probably one of the only things that I do agree with, is that who is not going to lick your ass if you're paying them to be with you? You're paying them to not work. You're paying them to have an easy life. And all she has to do is keep the house tidy, cook for you, smile for you, and be nice to you on an evening, for example. And she can still have her freedom and her own life. Now, the problem with this is that guys get upset when that Thai woman cheats on them and decides to have another boyfriend, whether that's a Thai boyfriend or gets involved with another foreigner. At the end of the day, they don't love you. They've just chosen that easy life. But that easy life gets boring eventually, and they want more. Now, if you've invested heavily into that relationship, say, for example, in Thailand, and you've bought a house, you've bought land, you've bought a car in her name, You've given her assets, you've got a joint bank account, you've put money into her bank account, you've been paying her 50,000, 100,000 baht per month, and she's banked all that money. Once she doesn't need your financial help anymore, then she's going to get very bored with that life, and she is going to want to find something more, i.e. she's going to want real love and a real companion, and finally have her happily ever after. And she will leave you and move on. And then guys get broken-hearted, bitter, and some of them even send me an email to share on this channel. Now guys, I'm under no illusion that people don't like what I'm saying, especially the guys that are over here in Thailand and currently in a relationship where they're paying out for it and they're under the illusion that it's all real and it's just the way it is, and I don't know what I'm talking about. My ex-partner, who I was with for 5 years, I had a kid with her who's 3-year-old now, William, which most of you know, and I never ever paid a monthly salary. Yeah, we're not together properly now, but we was with each other for 5 years, and she chose to have a child with me. The child was planned, guys, but I never had to pay anything for it. Now, some older guys will say, yeah, it's because you're younger and you've got more of a chance. But guys, whether you're old or young, you'll still get hustled for money. It all depends on the type of woman that you get and the fact or not, well, sorry, not the fact, whether you can get on a level with her and explain that you're not a dumbass, yeah, you know how things work here. You don't want a relationship that's based around money. You're not going to be paying a monthly salary or buying stupid houses and putting it in her name. You're not a daft sod. And you want a real relationship that's based on love, and that's it. And then you work hard together to grow your future together. Who wants to be with some lazy ass woman that doesn't want to work or do anything to contribute? I know I don't, but some guys do want a trophy wife, and those guys that want a trophy wife, as long as they understand they're having to pay out for it and it's not real love, then you guys crack on. You know, at the end of the day, you stay in your own lane, you know exactly what you're doing, and that type of life makes you happy. So who are we or anyone to judge? But it's the guys that I always try to get through to, the ones that are coming over here to Thailand to retire, for example, that are chatting to girls online, that are being sweet to them, butter wouldn't melt, they're not asking them for money, blah, blah, blah. But guys, at the end of the day, if you can't get a beautiful woman back in your own home country, you're not going to get a beautiful woman here in Thailand unless it is based around money, and you just have to accept that. No Thai woman is gonna be upfront with you and say, yeah baby, I don't love you, I just need an easy life, I don't want to work, and I want someone to take care of me, and I want a future. I want somebody to put a house in my name, buy land in my name, make a business in my name, so I'm financially secure for the rest of my life. And if you can do that for me, I'll be sweet to you, I'll be warm to you, I'll cook and I'll clean, and I'll make your dreams come true. So in essence, you're buying that love, and if you can accept that, that is fine. But there are so many guys that are deluded, and you have to understand that that is true due to the hundreds of stories that I've produced on this channel. There's also hundreds of stories still in my inbox that I still need to produce. There are literally that many. Not a single day goes by where I don't receive a story from a subscriber about a failed Thai relationship. And normally these stories are failed because they've always been based around money. Some guys don't seem to understand why, when this woman is getting such a good do, she's earning a good monthly salary, yeah, I've bought her a nice motorbike, a nice car, I've draped her in gold, I've bought her all the latest Gucci fashion, You know, she's having a good life. She's going to cocktail bars with her friends, eating at nice restaurants. We're traveling around Phuket, going to Krabi, going to Ao Nang. We're going to so many different places that are beautiful and wonderful, but she's cheating on me and she's left me, for example. Guys, it gets very, very boring when you are spending every day with someone that you don't love. And what's even worse is that the girl that might be sat to the left or right of you right now or in the kitchen making some food, she might even despise you. But at the end of the day, if you're paying, you're never going to know until she finally hits breaking point. And normally when they hit that breaking point, there's another man involved, or they are financially well enough to be able to leave your ass and say goodbye. And then guys get bitter and disheartened and why did this happen? Why did that happen? It's obvious why it happened. This woman never loved you, but you decided to provide for her from the very beginning. And if a woman does not want to work and a woman wants to be looked after, especially here in Thailand, and you're nice enough to them, then yeah, who's not going to be sat next to you? It is what it is. Now, on to something else. I received a comment, I've been replying back to it today. A guy that's been married 20 or 30 years to a Thai woman, spent time in Bangkok or something, and he doesn't see how things have changed with Thai women and dating and all that kind of stuff from 20 plus years ago. Wow, like, when you've been married for 20, 30 years, you're not in the dating circle right now. You're not been dating girls over the past 5 to 10 years. So how the hell are you going to know unless you have a lot of friends that are currently dating Thai women now who also dated Thai women 20 to 30 years ago? From the expats that I speak to that have been here 30, 40 plus years, they have said there is a massive change in Thai women now, and mainly that is down to social media due to platforms like TikTok, Instagram and Facebook. As these platforms, they raise awareness on how to deal with a foreigner, what stories to tell a foreigner, how to treat a foreigner to make him fall in love with you, how to get a high salary out of a foreigner, what you should do with your foreigner to get the most out of him. There's so much information online for Thai women. But not only that, friends from the village will go to a place like Pattaya or Phuket and find a foreigner, and that foreigner starts to give them a good life. Then they post their good life on TikTok, Facebook and Instagram. Their friends see it and ask questions and find out information. The next minute, they're packing a bag and they're heading off to Pattaya and Phuket to get that same kind of life. And the wheels go round and round, and that is what goes on. So a lot has changed, and women have become more ruthless to get what everybody else has got because they're tired of seeing people that they know from their own village having a great, fantastic life on Instagram, or it appears to be a great, fantastic life. Most of the time it isn't, but it appears that way. And then they want that life also. Now, I also had a question off a guy that says, what's the best way to find a Thai woman that's not going to use and abuse you? And for me, it's quite simple. There doesn't need to be a big checklist. It doesn't need to be a complicated answer. Just don't pay stupid money out. Do not put them on a monthly salary. Do not promise the world for the future. Take things extremely slow. Date normally. Even if you can date a woman 5, 6, 7 times without going to bed with her, and just take her out to like noodle shops, basic restaurants, take her bowling, go to the cinema, just normal stuff that you would normally do back in your own home country, and treat her that way and try to learn whether it's real. If a woman's going to put out for you very, very, very quickly, then more than likely she's done that to other men, and more than likely other foreigners also, because any Thai woman that's never had a foreigner before would normally take things very, very slow, as they're quite scared, they don't know what to expect, and obviously we're supposed to be bigger down there, so they worry and they're quite apprehensive. So they will take the time and they will take things slowly. So if anybody's jumping into your bed quite quickly, then you should know the score about that woman very, very fast. Do not pay a monthly salary. Do not offer the world. Do not go buying houses and condos and all that kind of stuff. Take things slow, take things normal, date, and if you decide to live together, move into rented accommodation and live with each other for 1 or 2 years. Get to know that person before you start talking about marriage and building businesses and buying land and all that crazy stuff. Foreigners seem to come here to Thailand and do things extremely fast, get married super fast. The last story that I put out, there was a few varying different opinions on the last story. A guy from the Netherlands, he's in love with a Thai woman, met her online, fell in love online, only ever been to Thailand 2 times in 2 years, and only brought her to the Netherlands 2 times in 2 years. This couple have got no real world proper experience living together and going through the trials and tribulations that life has to offer when you're living together as a couple. There's so much to learn and so much to go through. There are going to be things that you don't like about that woman that you've never seen before, and she's going to see things that she doesn't like about you that she's never seen before, and that can make or break a relationship, and these are hurdles that you need to get over. So guys need to take things way more slow, and it's no wonder why there's so many failed and bitter relationships here in Thailand. Guys, you take things slow, you get to learn about the woman. Now, a lot of guys blame the woman 100%. It's all her fault, it's all her fault. No, she's been pretty open for a lot of them. Some of them have been a bit ruthless, guys, don't get me wrong. But from the stories that I receive, they've been quite open. They've stated that I want a monthly salary. Yeah, they've stated that I don't want to work. They've stated that I want a house. I want to move to Europe, or they'll tell you stuff straight from the beginning about what they want. And then you promise them the world because this hot, beautiful girl is giving you the time of day. So I can understand it for a lot of guys that have not had much experience with beautiful women back in their own home country. And it's sad. And I can see why there's so many problems. I mean, I've been sharing stories now for about almost 2 years. And the amount of people that I speak to when I'm out and about their relationships, it seems like nobody's happy, truly happy, that's in a relationship that I meet. The happiest guys are the ones that have finally worked out that it just doesn't work out here in a relationship, and they decided to stay single and just play the field. These guys seem to be the most happiest and seem to be getting the most out of Thailand. Now guys, I love Thailand. For me, if you don't get involved in a relationship with a Thai woman here, it can literally be paradise. What's not to like? I mean, it's a great place. I'm currently in Isan. I've been here for 5 years now, and I am pretty bored of it, and I'm hoping to move down to a place like Hua Hin, or hopefully even Rawai, south of Phuket, where it's seems to be a nice, peaceful place compared to the rest of Phuket, and it's far enough away from Bangla Road, as I really don't want to go anywhere near that place. It's just not my scene, but I know a lot of guys love it for obvious reasons. But guys, affordable housing, cheap bills, cheap food, beaches, mountains if you want them, the sea. I mean, there's a lot here for everyone, especially compared to back to Europe, where everything's expensive, morbid. You've got riots going on now in the UK. You've got a lot of ugly stuff happening, and over here you're out of it. But the only thing that's going to turn your paradise into a hell is if you get involved with a wrong type of Thai woman and you take things too fast and you invest your hard-earned money into it. Guys, all I try to do in the videos that I make, I share the stories and I just try to outline some of the red flags and the possible issues that guys are facing. I know the last story was supposed to be a positive one, but for me, you don't fall in love with someone you speak to online. And for someone that you've been with for 2 years, but you've only seen them twice in Thailand and twice back in the Netherlands, that's not enough time to fall in love. It's not enough time to really get to know someone. And already, she's basically stating that her grandmother, who's probably head of the family, is stating that she wants big gold. She wants a traditional Thai marriage. She wants a dowry. So there's going to be no wedding unless you deal with that. The guy, the subscriber who sent in that story, he cannot make his fiance say to her grandmother, "No, Granny, we're not going to pay a dowry. We're not going to pay a sin sod. He's not going to pay anything. Can you just accept it, please, and be happy?" She can't say that. She's got to, if it's true and she is the one that's pushing for it, yeah, let's say that she's not trying to blag you or scam you and it really is Granny that's saying it, which we don't know, because more than likely you probably don't speak Thai if you've only been here twice to meet her, then we don't know what's true or not. And at the end of the day, what we do know that's true is that they are pushing for you to pay out money for this marriage. And we don't know how much as of yet. And it's just scary stuff. And nobody wants to be used or scammed for money. It's not nice, but guys just fall in love. They follow the wife. They don't want to lose that woman. They want to stay with them forever. So they walk blindly down that fiery road and end up getting burned by the time they reach the end of that road. And that's the way it is. And then they kick off and cry about it when they already knew. And it's quite annoying, guys. It does get quite tedious. Guys are seeing the red flags constantly, but choosing to ignore them because of a beautiful woman. And I can understand it if you've not had much experience. I really, really can. But guys, you really need to wake up, and guys really need to respect themselves a lot more and listen to what subscribers are saying, the stories that they're sharing. Try to understand the hurt that they're feeling. Try to understand that people's retirement have disappeared. The funds that they saved for the retirement has gone. The house that they sold back home, all that money, it's gone. Yeah, the little nest egg that they've saved for 10, 20 years, it's gone, and it can never be returned back. And they're too old to basically make that money back. Then they end up on Beach Road in Pattaya, sat there drinking, depressed, hating on Thailand and Thai women. Nobody wants to be one of those guys.
Oh, hell no!
In summary, all I'm trying to do is educate people as much as possible so you understand what you're walking into. And if you decide that you want to get into a monetary relationship and your eyes are wide open, then don't complain when it goes wrong. And that's fine. All I'm hoping to do is the guys where their eyes aren't open, I just want you to have your eyes opened so you don't hate Thailand and hate Thai people at the end of it, because it's not everybody else's fault. At the end of the day, it's your fault. You allowed the Thai woman to scam you. You allowed yourself to not see those red flags and those warning signs because of the beauty, because of the aerobics that you were getting, because you feel lonely and you've got a woman there every day. Guys, I understand it, but you've got to take accountability for your own actions and don't blame anyone else apart from yourself and move on from it. If enough awareness is spread, people will stop making the same mistakes as millions of other men and nobody will feel bitter. I know it's a hard task and it's probably an impossible task, but if we can save some people from making the same mistakes as others, then that's great. And if people want to walk down that fiery road with their eyes wide open, then up to them. enjoy it, yeah? And don't be bitter if it does go wrong. Simple.
What could possibly go wrong, yeah?
I mean, at the end of the day, if you can find the woman of your dreams and she's a perfect match for you and she's not using and abusing you and you're living here in Thailand, it is literally paradise, yeah? For any man that can find that perfect woman and live here, it's paradise. But for any man that doesn't want to find that perfect woman and is happy being a single guy and enjoying himself and he's got his own hobbies and interests, then it's also paradise for those types of guys also. I mean, enjoy Thailand. It's a beautiful country and the people can be beautiful as long as you know the score and you're educated on how things really work here. The problem that we've also got is there's a lot of influencers online that try to paint a pretty picture about everything and shine positivity and everything's rainbows and butterflies and all that kind of garbage, because I know that that's what sells. You know, positivity does sell. If you're basically telling everybody it's paradise on earth, then people will buy into you and buy into your channel and buy into whatever you're doing. I get it. But for me, guys, this channel wasn't about being Mr. Popular. This channel was about spreading the truth and giving people a chance to come here and not make the same mistakes as others. So I hope that some of you that have got a bad word to say or don't particularly like me that much, I hope you can at least understand that. Right guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you as my son is due to come very soon. He's still off school. He'll be off school all next week from hand, foot and mouth disease. Bit of a blooming nightmare, but it is what it is. There'll be a lot more sicknesses to come, which you'll probably get from school. We've just got to roll with the punches and keep going. But at the end of the day, it's him that's sick, not me. So let's just get him better and hopefully get him back in school a week next Monday. Right guys, take it easy, look after yourselves, don't be made a fool out of, keep your money in your pocket, don't mess up your retirement, and love Thailand for what it is. It literally can be paradise as long as you're smart and you've got this head switched on. Ciao for now guys, bye bye.